name's Uncle Barry Watson. I'm the Elder in Residence with Communities for Children here in Logan City. My grandfather comes from the Wurgaya people from Western Victoria. He was brought into Ebenezer Mission with his parents to learn how to read and write about 100 years ago. So I'm married to a Torres Strait Islander, and I've been living in Logan since 1979. Yes, NAIDOC Week has probably been around now for nearly 100 years. Back in the 1920s, Aboriginal people boycotted Australia Day because they weren't really didn't feel that Australia people were taking any notice of Aboriginal people in Australia, and there were marches and protests, and eventually they formed NAIDOC, which was the National Aboriginal Islander Day Observance Committee. And now, it's about 100 years later, it's a big national thing that we celebrate around Australia. It's very important for Aboriginal Islander people that we can share our culture and heritage and song and dance and music with the rest of Australia. I'm very proud that NAIDOC Week, it gets bigger and bigger each year, and I've seen many organisations now started to have their own reconciliation action plan, and many organisations fly flags and they have elders come in, so I think they're big achievements that we've made. When I was a young person, I thought a lot of Pastor Doug Nichols, so he was one of the who fought for NAIDOC Week. He was an Aboriginal pastor in Melbourne, but he was also president of the Aborigines Advancement League, and he fought very hard to get recognition of Aboriginal Islander people in the community, and he went on later on in life to be Governor of South Australia. So yeah, I've always respected him for what he's done. Well, I'd like to know people in Australia to learn how important culture is to us, because culture, heritage and tradition are the three things that make up any person, doesn't matter where you come from. Culture and heritage and traditions are who you are, and we've got a very old culture going back over 60,000 years. Once upon a time we had many languages in Australia, and a lot of those have been lost because we weren't able to write them down. We never had books or scrolls or tablets. Everything was in our head. And thankfully we were able to get white Australian people to write our language down, but I think we've gone from about 320 down to about 63 that are still alive. And languages usually change when you go over a major river or a major mountain range and you go into a neighbouring country. So everyone's aware of the map of Aboriginal languages of Australia. It looks like Africa or Europe, and it's very important to keep your language because language is part of your heritage. So this year we're working very hard. In this area we use our two local languages as much as we can in all our programs, and we teach it to children in school. Hopefully that we'll get it back to conversation stage in years to come. Well, as a family we like to make sure that our children already know their culture, but it's our grandchildren coming up. We take them to events, and we like to go into Musgrave Park on Friday to let them see all the performers and the artists and mix and catch up with family that we might have seen for a while. So NAIDOC is a time of coming together, catching up with relations and friends, but also about sharing our culture with the rest of the people in our community. I think NAIDOC is not just for Aboriginal Island people, it's for all people of Australia, that all people can learn about our history. We haven't had a very good history with the treatment of Aboriginal Island people, but now we're in a new age with reconciliation and working together in partnership. So I feel proud now that Australia wants to embrace Aboriginal Islander culture, and we're looking forward to even making changes in the Constitution, and that we might have a treaty down the track.